every show, all those shows were very interesting because they, just like I said, it wasn't anything to do about entertainment because, you know, people came to these shows maybe with just out of curiosity, some people, and they left with consciousness. You know, I could remember, like I tell people these things a couple of times before, but I can remember one, and it happened a lot of time, where people would walk up to you and say, man, you know, I was going through so much. My life was just in tatters, and I came to this show and I feel renewed. I feel like something hit me where I can live again. You know what I mean? And I remember this one time, this guy came to me and he was like, man, he was on the verge of committing suicide. He felt like his life was over. And he heard about the show, and he said, well, I'm just going to go to the show, enjoy my life because that's it. And I'm going to finish myself off. And he's telling me that. This guy is in tears, bawling, telling me that. And I said, and the great thing that you have to understand about these things, you have to listen. You have to give these people. And when I heard what he was saying and where he was coming from, I listened. I didn't say a word. And he was like, man, I was on the verge of just finishing off myself, heard about the concert, came to the concert figuring that that was going to be my last concert. And he said after the show, something just came over him where he realized that his life was worth it. It was worth him living and just forgetting all of the stuff that was happening. Because there was so much consciousness, there was so much spiritual energy within the content of the show that, you know, turn this individual around. And a lot of people got that. Every show I would do, people would walk up to me and man, they were talking about how great the music was, but it was even more. It was more like a self-awareness kind of thing that reached a lot of these people. And that's why I tell you that I work with a lot of groups, never get that feeling anymore. People would say, oh, you guys were great, da 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 da, whoop to do, you know, great show. But you wouldn't hear, like, I mean, every now and again people say, oh, that was so spiritual, whatever. But it's kind of like that, like you know, just something that somebody would say. I'm talking about those shows, people would really say some deep stuff that make you realize, wow, we're not just playing music. We are ministering to these people. That's when I got that, you know, that you know, and that's who I am, you know. I'm on stage, I'm playing. I'm not up there trying to show people how good I can do a lot of stuff. But I said, nah, I'm not into that. It's not about that. It's about conveying that message of, you know what, I'm part of something that's conveying a message, you know. And yeah, those three shows, man, at the Roxy, they were great, man. You know, every night, every minute, every hour was just great. Yeah, people don't realize the power of words, you know. The power of words is very infectious, and if you, oh, okay, so you listen to a lot of music that people are putting out today and singing, and I'm like, wait a minute, are these people thinking? Because remember, your words have serious effect. There are consequences to your words, you know, and people listen to that. And if you're going out there telling people about your jewelry and your house and your car and your this and, you know, oh, this, that, whatever, then you put people in a frame of mind that, oh, okay, you know, and then they get lost, you know. Now, you're not telling people don't go out and achieve stuff, but you have to let people know that, look here, man, everything in this world is temporary. Everything that we do, even your problems are temporary. You know, they have a timestamp on them, you know. So we can't dwell on, oh, yesterday. Forget it. It's gone. You know what I mean? So my thing is making sure that you give people value, you know? And this is what you're not really hearing nowadays. You know, you listen to all the stuff that you see happening, you know, the music business like here in America is they're going to be a serious makeover, man, because you start hearing some stuff that you say, whoa, wait a minute, you know? And the thing is this, I was informed about these type of stuff when I just came into business, that this is the type of thing that happened in this business. And I was like, you know, cause let me kind of like move to a little point. I remember I was up in San Francisco in 1976, 77, somewhere around there. And this guy, a old Vietnam vet guy, you know, he was in the music. He was involved in the music, kind of crazy, you know. But but he was friends with us, you know. So he was like telling me about Vietnam and what they did, you know. So he would just go into these little tirade of telling this stuff, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. He would say some stuff. I was like, you guys really do that? He said, yeah, man, whatever. But one day we were having a conversation. And he said to me, Santa, you know what you got to do to get big in this business? I was like, just make good music and do good performance. He said, nah, man. I said, what you got to do to because you got to make good music, write good songs. He was like, nah, man, that's not it. I said, what? He said, you have to sniff coke and do that next thing. Sleep with dudes. I'm like, okay, well, guess what, bro? I'm gonna be a broke motherfucker. Pardon my French. I was like, I'm gonna be a broke motherfucker. Okay, if I have to do those things to be big, I'm sorry. I'll just walk away. This is not for me. I love music. I hate the business, bro. I love the music. That's why I'm still doing it. Because trust me, sometimes I just feel like just walking away and just you don't hear nothing about me anymore. That's the way I feel even now, you know? Because music's supposed to be informative. It's supposed to be uplifting. It's supposed to be helping you to see God within yourself, helping you to be self-aware of, you know, your surroundings and your behavior. You know what I mean? And when he told me that, I was like, man, I'm gonna be broke. You know, I'm gonna be if I have to do them things, and now you're hearing all these stories you hear running around like, whoa, wait a minute, you know, and you realize that all of what you see, all these so-called celebrities and stars, it's just a facade, you know. And if you notice it, back then when Peter and Bob and Bunny and a lot of the culture and all these people were performing, they were all about upliftment. Now, since those brothers passed away, and I heard it, I heard people say, like a lot of these record companies, they were on a mission to make sure that that type of consciousness don't get any traction anymore. And if you notice, even some of the songs coming out of Jamaica, the dancehall vibe and all that kind of stuff, is just crap. You know, people just, you know, because the thing is this, you have to be very conscious. Okay, you get a thought, but you have to think, how is it going to affect the youths? How is it going to affect the children? Because okay, so they're at home with their families. Their families teach them stuff. Don't do this. This is not right. Da, 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 da. This good. This, that, there. But then when those kids come on the street, they're released to us. They're going to listen to us. So we have to make sure that we are that second dad or that second mom, you know, or that second brother, you know, whatever. We have to make sure that what we spitting out to them is going to help them to grow, you know. And, you know, it's so sad that a lot of these artists nowadays, they don't think that. It's all about, man, I got to make that money, man. I don't care. And I hear, it's funny, I hear artists say, man, you know, I'm not responsible for what these kids do. Wait a minute. You're responsible because they listen to you. They listen to your lyrics. They listen to your content. They follow you. If you're talking about your guns and your this and your 16 and your 9 and whatever, you making it sound like it's acceptable to them, and they're going and they're going to pattern that, not knowing that okay, you say you just do singing some lyrics. It's not just lyrics. Those are words. Because remember, in the beginning was the word. So it shows you that words are very powerful, that any action you can take. You say something to somebody, you can hurt somebody's feeling with a word, or you can make that person happy with a word, right? So it shows you how effective words are. And a lot of people don't take those things into consideration, that if you keep saying something, it materializes. You see? So that is just some of the things that, that is happening nowadays, where, the lyrical content, people not realizing the responsibility. We as musicians, man, we have a serious responsibility, and we have to honor that. We have to make sure. For me, I realize the duty I have as just a musician. My mind, oh, you're just playing drums, but yeah, but I have to make sure who I play drums with, that they are spitting out consciousness, because I don't care about the money. I don't care. It don't matter to me. What I care about is the effect, and when somebody, and I've been through that, all over the world, people who I don't know, shoot, they wasn't even born when I started to play, but guys who walk up to me all the time, man, because of you I started playing music, because of you I bought a drum set. Whoa, that's deep. So I realized I'm doing something good, because not because of me somebody went and bought a gun, you know what I mean? Not because of me somebody go and molest a child, see what I'm saying? Because of me, that got him interested in becoming a producer, or a bass player, a drummer, a guitar player. You see what I'm saying? And that's the type of effect, or a manager, or a doctor, whatever. It inspired, because what your words, not because people thinking, oh, we just out here playing music and everybody's gonna be a musician. No, I've run into doctors, I've run into lawyers, I run into these guys and they say, man, when I was going to college, I used to listen to you guys, man. But he's a politician. He's a congressman. He's a senator. You see what I'm saying? He didn't become a musician, but he was inspired by the words, the consciousness. You see what I'm saying? So this is my whole thing, that we bear a serious responsibility as musicians. And this is why I remember Peter every day. I remember Bob. I have a photograph with Peter right here and Bob over here. So they're looking at me from both sides in those pictures. You see what I'm saying? I got bunny whalers. And just not even so much imagery, because I don't deal with the image thing. It's just an idea. But I still remember what those people were about. And I have to honor that you have to make sure your words and your actions, be positive enough that it can change people from doing crazy stuff to doing good stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's the aim that everybody should be reaching for. I mean, nowadays people talking about they want to make money, they want to get rich, they want to drive the most expensive cars, live in the house, and that's cool. I'm not against that. I'm just saying our responsibility should be making sure we get people's mind and hearts in a good place. And that is kind of like a fading kind of thing right now, where it's not really happening. It's kind of like a battle. There's a fight, the good and evil vibe. You have a lot of good music out there, but it's been suppressed, and the stupid stuff are being heightened, are being produced, are published. Oh yeah, listen to this. I mean, you hardly hear any consciousness anymore. You know what I mean? It's all about jumping up and partying, getting crazy, girls going on stage showing the whole of their body parts, and guys doing this, just, you see what I'm saying? And that's me. I mean, I can't tell people what to do, but I'm just saying we have a responsibility as musicians. We are not just musicians, we are ministers. And we have to make sure whatever we feed the people's minds with, make sure it's gonna help them to help someone else. That's just my thing. It's important, man. I mean, like I said, man, we have a responsibility, and we have to honor that. We have to understand that you can't. It's like you're running a restaurant and you're providing crappy food and expecting people to like it. You're like, no, your food is crappy. Don't do that. You're poisoning people. So you have a lot of music right now that is poisoning people's mind. Poisoning. It's like a lot of poison is out there. You know what I mean? And only because people say, I just want to make some money. I don't care about. No, no, no. Money is not everything. Money is good because we live in a economic system where we have to buy stuff and whatever. I'm not against people making money. I'm not against that. I'm just saying don't make that be your focus, because we have people's lives that are on the line, and that's just it. Yeah.